How to overcome our fear of judgment, or how to overcome your fear of judgment. I think this is something that we all struggle with, myself included, where we are very much attached to the opinions of others about what it is that we should or shouldn't do with our lives. The reason that this video came about today is because if you guys have been following my videos for the past couple of days, I'm currently going through a breakup because this is something that we do often, where we kind of get into these spaces, me and this woman that I'm dealing with, where we fight, we stop talking, we make back up, whatever. And there's a certain pattern that I notice with our relationship where I feel as though that I let my pride get the best of me. And I feel like she does too. But I feel like in this particular situation, I let my pride get the best of me. And I was wanting to follow the script of other people that I've subscribed to on YouTube, on TikTok, where they talk about the no contact rule or what have you, saying, you know what, you don't want to contact them because if you want them to know that you are done and you want them to really appreciate your loss or whatever. All of this BS, because I feel like it's BS, because at the end of the day, I wanted to hit her up. I wanted to let her know how I felt. I wanted her to come over. I wanted her to do this. I wanted her to do that. Mainly because I missed her. And I wanted her to know that and genuinely know how I felt, because I feel like that's something that I struggle with doing. I struggle with being vulnerable because it's not easy for me. It's not easy for me to be vulnerable with another person, because it's not even easy for me to be vulnerable with myself. Now, what am I getting at here? The only thing that was stopping me from talking to this girl is the fear of her judging me, and also subconsciously my friends and family who I've complained to her about in the past, and their judgment about, oh, you see, there it goes, like, you know, you're going through the same cycles again. But it's like, bro, relationships are hard. Relationships are hard as shit. Nobody has it figured out, and I am too attached to the judgment of other people, so much so that it prevents me from making the decision that I actually want to do. I wanted to hit the girl up. So if I wanted to, what was stopping me? It was only my fear of judgment. How did I overcome it? I just said, fuck it. The only way that I will know is how she actually feels is if I say how I actually feel first. If I express my stance on the matter, where I'm coming from, why it is that I did what I did, that is the only way I will know how she actually feels about me. I could be in the dark and, you know, stand on this hill of, you know what, fuck her. I don't want to deal with her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to do none of that because I'm a man and she should submit to me and what have you. But it's like at the end of the day, I'm hurting. I'm hurting mainly because I never told her exactly how I actually feel. And I did that. Now I'm still waiting for a response. We did have a couple exchanges, but I feel so much better because I know that I'm laying it all out on the line. Usually I wouldn't do that because it's scary for me, and I have a fear of rejection too. But I feel like the fear of rejection and the fear of judgment, they kind of go hand in hand. So, but yeah, man. So how I overcame it is kind of just going straight towards it. I think that that's something that we don't do enough of, where we feel as though that, well, I feel like people who struggle with the fear of judgment have been conditioned to do so their entire lives. People who are people pleasers, people who grew up with strict parents, people who grew up with, you know, just kind of being like the golden child, the golden friend or what have you, just somebody that people look up to. They kind of looked at you, or they expect a certain, you know, they expect a certain version of you to appear when they see you. And if you do anything that is not congruent with that version of you, or that version that they have in their mind of you, they're like, whoa, what is Trent doing? That is not Trent. But it is you. Because we're changing and we're evolving constantly. And, you know, So the thing that I want you to understand is that the fear of judgment that you have is all based off of social conditioning and your environment. I know that my fear of judgment doesn't come directly from the fact that I need people's approval or stuff like that, but I was kind of brought up in an environment where it was important for me to have a good perception of what people think of me. I'm at the point now where I really don't care now. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna start being the worst person ever, but at the end of the day, you know, it's so much of a hassle to care about what people think. It's so much of a hassle to care about keeping up the persona that, man, I really want this person to fuck with me. I really want this person to be happy with what I do. It's like, what about my happiness? I'm sacrificing my happiness to make this person happy off of a perception that they have over me, when it's not even who I actually want to be. Another thing that happened today that kind of led to me making this video was like, you know, I'm struggling financially and I had to renew my tags. And, you know, I waited too long. I waited longer than I needed to, up until the point where I can't go to the kiosk to, you know, to renew my tags. I can't do that anymore. I have to go do the long process, the old-fashioned way, snail mail, right? And I told my mom, or I was kind of like on the fence about telling my mom because she's the one that's helping me out to pay for it. But also, it's like, I'm like not wanting her to think I'm irresponsible. I'm not wanting her to think like, you know, what is Trent doing out there? Is he even working? Like whatever, because it's embarrassing. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it's embarrassing. Like when you going out pursuing your dreams and you don't like, this isn't even something that's like crazy expensive. It's like $300. It really started off as $200, but I kind of procrastinated. But yeah, it started off cheap and then it kind of piled up as you know, don't have the late fees. But yeah, I was just kind of conflicted with myself because I'm thinking like, damn, like I don't want her to have this negative perception of me when I tell her that, you know, I actually had expired tags longer than I told her. But then I thought about it. I was like, bro, I can't be afraid of her judgment off of what it is that I feel. It's like I'm safeguarding her feelings for my honesty. Wow. Yeah, bro. It's like people who lie. Because that's kind of what it feels like. I hate lying. I don't like lying. And when I do, I always regret it. But it's like when people lie, it's almost as if they are trying to protect this person from a feeling that they think that they may or may not have when they tell them the truth. So instead of telling them the truth, they lie. Why do that though? It's not authentic and it's not incongruent with what it is that's actually going on in your life. So I just kind of said, you know what? The only way that I'll know how she actually feels or if she could actually help me is if I tell her the truth. And I told her the truth, and there was a little bit of like, you know, how could you let that happen? But at the end of the day, she was just like, you know what? It is what it is. And that's essentially what I want you all to take away from this video, is that it is what it is a lot of the times. When we're sitting here passing judgment on ourselves from other people, saying like, you know what, we can't do this because, you know, Courtney's gonna think I'm a bitch. I don't know why Courtney came in my mind, but yeah. Or I'm having this perception of myself because, you know, my man Bradley thinks I'm a bad friend. Even if I'm being honest to who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't think that it's healthy for us to constantly have the looming thought of what another person is thinking of us when we're being honest to ourselves. Like, if you really want to do something, bro, you just got to do it, and that has to be the final say. I think I touched on that in another video. A lot of my videos kind of connect to one another because the topic that I come up with on a daily basis, they differ, but they kind of drive back down to the same point of just being happy. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to be happy. I want to be happy. And the only way to be happy is to give ourselves the things that we need that we think that we need from other people to ourselves. Let me kind of slow that down for you because I know that was kind of confusing. So my belief And what, in my experience of what happiness is to me, is self-validating myself, making sure that I'm giving myself the things that I need, that I think that another person could give me. I'm giving that to myself first and foremost. So the validation, the attention, the love, the compassion, the understanding, all of those things I have to give to myself first. Because if I go and start looking for that in other people, I'm gonna be looking forever, because people can't really give you that. Sure, they could give it to you temporarily, but there's no way to live. Like, you'll just constantly be shape-shifting and molding yourself to what another person wants you to be, and that's no way to live, bro. Because you're essentially like a puppet or a vending machine. You just kind of spew out whatever it is they want you to be, and that's, no, we're not doing that. So, in closing, what I want you to take away from this video on how to overcome your fear of judgment is to recognize first where it stemmed from. Understand that it's okay to have that fear, but also to understand that the only thing that is stopping you from letting go of that fear of judgment is your perspective on it. Once you understand that, you know what, the only way that I would know the outcome of how this person feels or what I feel about a certain thing is if I actually do the thing, say the thing, whatever, that is when you ultimately will be set free and can live your most authentic self. Okay? Hopefully the point was made in this video. I kind of go on tangents a lot of the time, but all of this is a work in progress. I feel like with each video I'm getting better and better and learning more and more how to convey my thoughts. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because I do care about what you guys think. If you made this far in the video, I want you to be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Until next time, peace.